Today we're going to be knitting using a weaving loom. This is the rectangular purple loom by Provo Craft called the Nifty Knitter, and I'm using 2 strands of worsted weight yarn. If you'll notice, there is a peg on the end of each side of this Nifty Knitter. You may be using both ends. We are going to use the one at the beginning here to anchor the yarn to start with. We are going to need to do 2 rows of weaving before we start actually moving the stitches. So let's start, and as you can see, I'm going to anchor the yarn. I'm just going to wrap it around once. I hold it down with my thumb also. Now I'm going to go around and then come at an angle to the opposite peg, wrap, and again come to the opposite peg, wrap around, and each time I want to see that my yarn crosses over itself. If it doesn't, if it comes this way straight across, this is not correct. It's going to have to go at an angle. Wrap around, around, and I'm going to continue going down the loom. As I go, I'll pull out more yarn, and I also use my thumb to hold it down, because if you release it, the whole thing is going to unravel for you. Continue to move. You can also use a thicker yarn. This particular yarn is a little thinner, and I want a really cushiony blanket. This is going to go for one of the shelter animals, so I want it to be nice and thick and comfortable. You can also use a thicker one and use 1 strand. Alright, I'm getting down to the end. I have wrapped my last one here. Now, I'm going to wrap this around the end peg that I mentioned before, just to hold it for a minute. I'll hold it here at the end, so as you can see here, just so that it doesn't unravel. Now I'm going to take my fingers and push the yarn down all the way to the bottom. This is very important because you want to leave room to do your next row. All the way down. Sometimes it's easier to push with your thumb.